Welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to talk about Genesis 1, verse 14. And God said, "Let there be lights in the firmament of the heavens to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs, and for seasons, and for days and years." Day 4 of creation introduces the luminaries, the sun, moon, and stars. On the surface, this seems like the mere placement of astronomical bodies. But according to the Zohar, this verse describes a vast mystical system, the structuring of cosmic time, destiny, and the spiritual cycles of the universe. The luminaries are not just physical lights, but manifestations of divine forces that govern rhythm, balance, and revelation. So the first phrase we have, "Let there be lights," in Hebrew, me'orot, channeling divine illumination. The Zohar teaches that the me'orot, which in English means lights, are not just physical entities, but spiritual vessels that channel divine energy into the lower worlds. These lights are emanations, extensions of higher supernal lights, or Elyon, pass through the firmament, Rakia, the interface between worlds established earlier. Their role is to illuminate, measure, and balance. They divide not only day and night, but also hidden and revealed, mercy and judgment, expansion and contraction. So the word me'orot is spelled here defectively, missing a vav, which the Zohar sees as hinting at a temporary spiritual flaw, a reference to future concealment, such as the moon's diminishment, which we're gonna explain later. In the firmament of the heavens, Sephirotic channeling, the placement of these lights in the firmament indicates that they are stationed in the interface between higher and lower realms, not in the upper world itself. Mystically, they are positioned in Yesod, the Sephirah that channel energy from Tiferet to Malkuth, the pipeline for divine flow. Thus, the lights are not the source, but conduits, distributing spiritual light according to divine will and rhythm. To divide the day from the night, this is spiritual discernment. According to the Zohar, this division is not just astronomical, it's a spiritual principle. Day symbolizes clarity, revelation, chesed, which is kindness, while night symbolizes concealment, limitation, geburah, or judgment. The luminaries orchestrate when and how these forces emerge, creating alternating waves of spiritual influence. This teaches the mystical concept of Seder Zemanim, which means the order of times, a divine choreography of light and shadow, presence and absence. Next phrase we have, "Let them be for signs," in Hebrew, otot, portals of divine communication. The Zohar places great emphasis on the phrase "for signs." The luminaries are signals. They mark sacred times, divine judgments, and spiritual windows. Eclipses, full moons, equinoxes, and planetary alignments are not random, but encoded messages from higher worlds. These signs are part of the divine language inscribed in the heavens, understood by those with eyes to see and hearts attuned to the inner Torah. The next phrase, and 4 seasons, in Hebrew, Moadim, days and years. These are sacred time and cycles. The Zohar teaches that the luminaries create spiritual time, which is not linear but cyclical. Hebrew word Moadim are appointed sacred times. These are the festivals, Sabbath, and the sabbatical years. The moon, especially, governs the Jewish calendar through its waxing and waning. Days and years represent human cycles, soul incarnations, and destiny patterns. Through the lights, each moment becomes spiritually unique, part of a larger choreography of Tikkun, which is rectification, and Gilgulim, which is reincarnations. Thus, the lights are guardians and markers of time, ensuring that divine purpose unfolds through rhythm, not randomness. So the hidden teaching, the diminishment of the moon. Though not explicit in the verse, the Zohar elaborates on a mystical backstory hidden in the word Me'orot. According to tradition, the moon and sun were initially equal, both great lights. But when the moon questioned the need for 2 rulers, God said, "Go and make yourself small." This diminishment of the moon introduced imbalance and concealment, mirroring the Shekinah's exile. Yet this fall is temporary. The moon will be restored in the Messianic age, symbolizing the return of full divine light to Malkuth, the feminine aspect of divinity. Human connection, aligning with divine rhythms. The Zohar urges the seeker to recognize that the luminaries reflect inner states. The sun mirrors the intellect and consciousness awareness. The moon mirrors the emotions and subconscious. Just as the cosmos flows in cycles, so do we. Our moods, clarity, inspiration, and struggle reflect the same tides. By attuning to sacred times, like the Sabbath, festivals, lunar phases, we harmonize with the divine calendar and align our inner world with the cosmic rhythm. So Genesis 1 verse 14, as interpreted by the Zohar, introduces more than stars. It reveals the spiritual machinery of divine time. God says, "Let there be lights in the firmament," but the Zohar explains these me'orot are not mere physical objects. They are spiritual channels transmitting divine energy from upper worlds into creation. The sun and moon become cosmic regulators, dividing day and night, not only in time, but in spiritual influence. Day as revelation and kindness, night as concealment and judgment. They serve as signs, signals of higher messages, guiding Moadim, which are festivals, days, and years. The moon cycles dictate the Jewish calendar and the rhythm of sacred time, while the sun governs broader life force. These luminaries inscribe spiritual meaning onto time, making each moment part of a larger divine plan. The Zohar also references the mystical story of the moon's diminishment, a metaphor for the concealed feminine presence of God, yet even in her exile, the moon still marks holy time, proof that light remains even in darkness. Ultimately, this verse teaches that time is sacred. The luminaries are not just clocks, but heavenly teachers, guiding us to live in rhythm with the divine pulse of the cosmos, to watch the heavens, mark the signs, and sanctify our days. Thank you. That's it for today. Thank you for your donation. Be blessed, everyone. I will see you on the next episode.